how does running help how does that transfer over to your work?
Okay, well, it does a lot of things. First off, it helps me like stay balanced, where I have something else I'm working on, where I can get obsessive about stuff.
Yeah.
So it's nice for me to have other goals I'm working on.
Kind of breaks
other
up the
things I'm
monotony.
spending my energy on.
Yeah.
That stops me from just getting obsessed about work. Because that's, at the end of the career, that's not all I want, is to be obsessed about work, right?
Right.
So that helps. There's also like, I think discipline isn't one of those things you turn on and off.
Right.
I think it's one of those things you're either doing or you're not.
Yeah.
And so getting up every morning and running, like I run 6 days a week, and like just that discipline that forces you to eat better,
Yeah.
you sleep better, you handle stress better, and like that attitude of discipline, like it transfers over to work. And like, for example, so you're gonna train for a marathon and you got like a 20-mile run, and you're like, that's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
And like you get your watch beeps after 1 mile and you're like, holy crap, I'm only 5% done.
Right, yeah.
But like you learn the discipline of, but I'm totally fine, I'm just gonna keep running.
Yeah.
I just gotta get started. And like, this is, like, I'm gonna get this done. So you get used to taking on things that are hard.
And removing distractions from your life, maybe.
Yeah, and you're just used to it. You're like, okay, this is gonna be really hard, but it was hard on Sunday when I did that 20-mile run.
Yeah.
I just got started and it was over.
It really makes you see how you can achieve more, for one, but is that constant discipline, the consistency kind of keeps you in a routine.
Right.
Which is good too.
Which is really the key for running and for anything, in my opinion. But it's not like the amazing, dramatic, like fourth quarter comeback. It's like showing up every day, you know?
Yeah. Kind of like showing up every day for work.
Exactly.
And you're already showing up the best that you can be as far as not carrying any other troubles with you.
Right.
But that's the thing, like, you don't get much recognition when you show up.
Yeah.
Day in, day out.
Yeah, until you look back and you're like, and you don't realize you're necessarily getting better.
Yeah.
And then you have these moments where you look back and you're like, look what we were able to accomplish this week as our business. And think about us even trying to do that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, how'd that happen? It's like, it wasn't like a moment. It was this slow,
gradual, consistent work.
Just kept building good work on top of good work and showing up.
Well, I think in today's society specifically, I feel like with social media, you get a lot of that. And it seems like we always kind of come back to this, and we do, because it's everybody wants it now, right? Like,
for sure.
They want the win now. The wins are tiny little wins, right?
Yeah.
Come from the not so pretty aspects of things.
Yeah, like what's the trick?
Yeah.
What's the there must be a trick out there for me to lose weight or to get faster.
Yeah, where's the pill? It's what's the next little?
There isn't a trick. It's every day.
It's just a consistent do it.
And it's actually, you actually get to the point where you like the process more than the result anyways.
Yeah.
You just like waking up every morning and running.
Well, it's funny you say that, because we talk about that a lot. We're big into that. The journey.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Do you ever feel unfulfilled after completing a goal?
Oh yeah.
Like, let's just use your sub-3 hour marathon.
Yeah.
What was the thought?
Well, so I was pretty fulfilled that day for a while, I have to admit. Like, I had been thinking about that. That was my goal for whatever reason. I started running like 4 or 5 years ago, and like I wasn't anywhere close. Like, I tried to run a 3 hour pace and I'd be worn out.
Yeah.
After a couple miles, I'm like, is it even possible to break 3 hours?
Yeah.
But anyways, so you're doing all this training, and you're thinking about what's it going to be like on that final, when I can see the finish line and I can see 2:50 whatever on the clock. Like, how cool is that going to be?
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed that moment for like a couple, 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
And then I felt great that day on the drive home. And then I'm like, all right, that wasn't quite a Boston qualifying time though. So
yeah, that's the sad thing. Like, what's the number that is a qualifying time though? But
well,
tell us the details.
Technically,
on that.
So at my age, sub-3 hours is a Boston qualifying time.
Okay.
But the problem is too many people are getting Boston qualifying times.
Right.
So I probably have to beat that I think last year was like 6 or 7 minutes. So you'd have to be like a 253 at my age.
Okay.
Or something like
And
that.
how old are you?
I just turned 38.
Just turned 38. Okay.
I don't think we'll be able to tell how old you are.
Yeah.
You look pretty young.
Yeah, he's like some of our past guests. Very useful looking.
Well, I do have some gray hair underneath that.
Yeah. Thanks, so do I. That's what. It's not just because it's cold out here.
Yeah, it's not about did I finish like as fast as I possibly could on this training run. It's like, did I enjoy it? So I'm going to show up the next day.
Yeah.
And do it again. That's what matters.
Yes.
So what are some tips that you've acquired?
For running?
Yes, for running
Okay.
over the years.
Well, I've learned you do a lot of slow running in your training. Again, so you can enjoy it and it's sustainable. And there's all kinds of boring physiological benefits you can learn about on Google about doing that. That's like even like, the guys who are trying to run fast, 1,500 meters and stuff, they're doing a lot of slow running. You can't skip the long run. Like the long run is super, super important, especially if you're training for a marathon.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go fast. You can just go at a nice conversational pace.
Yeah.
So
Be on your feet for 3 hours and
is that more of like a developing endurance idea?
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm just a meta-analysis of Runner's World magazine,
Yeah.
so I don't have any like
You're no expert,
no unique insights, but I can tell you what the experts say. So
Well, I think sometimes the experts will say one thing, but maybe that's not necessarily that's really the truth.
yeah, for sure.
But and what you found though is that, and you've told me this before, where the magic just shows up on race day.
It does, yeah. Well, carbon-plated shoes help too. that probably gave me at least 5 minutes.
Is that the biggest tip?
I mean, not obviously like the shoes alone aren't going to do it, but they do make they make an incredible difference.
That's
Yeah.
one thing I haven't tried yet, but I'm probably gonna get it. I did buy a pair,
Okay.
but I bought them online. I think they're a little small, so that's and that's not good when
Well,
you're
it's
running.
hard. It's hard to even find a store that has them. So
Yeah. So I haven't worn them yet. I will try them someday. But
I
yeah.
almost kind of wish they didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because like, let's just have the Boston Marathon qualifying time just be 5 minutes longer,
Yeah.
and we can all just agree to not spend $300 on shoes.
Right.
That last half is long.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, all that stuff goes out the window and it's gonna suck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, what goes through your mind? How do you push through that
Well,
and just go?
I remember, I feel like you're practicing your mind during the training. So a lot of the running's easy, but during marathon training, I do a tempo run once a week. And basically a tempo run is you're running not like at 5K pace where you're gonna like feel the lactic acid build up,
Yeah.
but you're like, I could do this for about an hour before I basically have to stop.
Yeah.
And so you're like 10, 15 minutes into that, and you realize you have 30 minutes left, and you're like, okay, this treadmill's not slowing down. I'm gonna have to figure out how to be comfortable at this pace.
Okay.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you kind of get used to that mental toughness. And then the thing I did this last training cycle that really, you remember we went for that big long 22-mile run.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did the first 10 easy, and the last 12 I did at my marathon pace.
Yeah.
And I felt great that day. And I remember thinking at mile 14 of the marathon, I was thinking, okay, I got 12 miles left.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even feeling great at mile 14, but I'm like, but I just did this. Like,
Yeah, because you trained your mind.
it's 12 miles.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about an hour and 20 minutes and I'm done.
Yeah.
So
And you just keep going.
I think it was the trust you have that you're gonna be able to do it, even when it starts to suck,
Yeah.
because you've been doing it in the training.
So
Now-
you kind of fall back to your training.
That's what it was like for me. Yeah.
Like, you rise to the occasion probably the first 10 miles,
Yeah.
and then the last
Yeah.
16.
Yeah,
fall
and
to
you
your
just
training.
realize, like, you think your first marathon, you're like, okay, everything's got to go stinking perfect, because
Yeah.
this is crazy. 26.2 miles, faster than my slow runs have been. Like, how's this even gonna work? And then you realize when you're training, like, something always hurts.
Yeah.
Something's always a problem, right?
Yeah.
Or you feel a little sick or whatever. There's almost never a time where you feel perfect.
Right.
And then you realize it doesn't really matter. You just keep going.
Yeah.
So you don't panic. I remember my quads were super sore. Like at mile 10, I'm like, well, I guess this is how it ends. But I just kept going, and for some reason they hung in there. So
What do you feel like when we are like this, you have a group run or whatever? Well, and you just said it a little while ago when we hit 5, that those sort of things, that sort of pain just doesn't enter your mind so much.
for sure, definitely during a marathon too, when you got people cheering for you.
Yeah.
I think about, so in Hebrews, right? They're using running or race as an analogy for
Yeah.
life, and how we're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses and throwing off everything that hinders us so we can run the race in front of us. And like, that really, like, it almost seems like whoever wrote Hebrews, we don't really
Is
know.
it the runner?
Yeah, it sounds like he ran marathons. Like, it's so cool. Like, what a great analogy.
Yeah.
It really does make a difference to think about the cloud of witnesses, right?
Yeah. And that's what all those spectators are.
Absolutely.